Come and fly away with me. 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 Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die. So come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, we're making through. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000.
Everyone knows that we enjoy gardening and just being in nature. We go to our local feed and seed, and we've been coming here for about 2 years. This is our second year, and we absolutely love it. And I said, you know what? I would like for you to share with everybody about the things that you all have here, and it's amazing here. So this is Sal. She is
Hi.
the owner.
Yes.
And do you want to just tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started doing this, maybe?
Yeah, so we're the seventh generation here. So we've been farming our whole life. And I moved back to the farm moved the business to the farm 3 to 4 years ago. So I can actually teach gardening and we could plant our own plant starts and stuff.
Well, that's great. And so the main topic for today, I get a lot of questions about what should I do? How should I do this? And I'm telling y'all, I do it with trial and error. So I decided to get someone who's an expert with this stuff. And so people have been asking me how to start a summer garden. And so I thought this would be a perfect time for me to ask someone who's an expert about it. So you want to go through a few steps as to how to get a summer garden started for a new beginner.
Yes, I can definitely do that. So there's a myth going around, it's been going around for a long time, that the only time you can plant is on Good Friday. So everybody tries to rush to get their summer stuff in on Good Friday. But it's actually very cold. If you're still wearing sweatshirts, at night, and it's cold in the morning, and the ground's still cold, it's a little early to plant your summer garden.
Okay.
So I suggest people plant a few things on there, but don't go really crazy. Good Friday is a good time to start actually getting your compost, recomposting the bed. If you had a garden the year before, and then you're planting into the same soil, well, the plants last year ate everything in there. So you need to add the compost back to it. So that's a good time to get that started. And I tell people not start too early, because if the ground's still cold, you plant, they're just going to sit there and be more prone to disease. So when the temperature starts warming up, just wait for a 2-week window where it's about 55 at night or above, and then it's not dropping down to 40 and 30 degrees and then back up to 80, because that's not enough to warm up the ground.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And so you mentioned about composting. So do you have any quick tips or anything you want to include about composting?
I think everybody needs to be doing their own compost. You can also buy stuff like black cow. We have horse manure days and mule manure days where you can come out and get the horse manure here also. But just about any of your scraps make the best compost. So it's real easy to do. You can just get your old trash can, and maybe we can walk up there. I'll show you what we do. We have a trash can. We put a bunch of holes in it, and you just keep adding that stuff to it. Don't do cheese products, don't do the meat, because you're going to get the raccoons in it. But any kind of vegetables, leaves, grass clippings, keep piling it up into there. And in a few months, you'll have beautiful black dirt.
Okay. And so after we put our compost in the ground, got the soil ready, what type of plants do you think would be best for beginners starting a summer garden?
So cucumber, squash, zucchini, tomatoes is everybody's favorite. So as soon as the ground gets a little warm, planting that stuff in there, making sure you give it enough space. And I always tell people, especially starting out, less is more. So don't go, hog wild by everything and you've got a 4x8 spot. Start small. That way you can weed the garden, you can take care of stuff. Because even if you have fresh soil, you're going to have weeds coming in there from everything floating around. So a garden's a lot of work, but it's really healthy. It's good to get into the dirt So yeah, so start a little bit small, small, and plant what you're going to eat too.
Right.
Very, very important.
Okay.
And don't forget that you can plant year round too. And once your squash comes up, it starts getting where it's not looking, great. Plant 2 seeds next to it. Start again.
Okay.
Keep on. All summer long, you should be able to get crops in, and then all winter long in South Carolina, you should be able to plant stuff also.
Right.
Gardening is a year-round thing, not just Good Friday and August 1st, like the commercial places would like you to think. That's where you see the plants out at all the retail stores. They're like, oh, so people think that's the only time you can plant, and it's not. Our ancestors would have starved if
they waited for a couple seasons. No,
yes.
Okay. And so as far as watering, I know last year it got the hottest, seemed like, for our garden, and I noticed that a lot of our plants were pretty sad because we were either over or under watering.
Yes.
So do you have any tips or anything you'd like to say about that as far as when to water your crops and things like that?
Yes. So stuff like herbs, potatoes, they don't need as much water, so they need to dry out between.
Okay.
Tomatoes, squash, zucchini, stuff like that, it's going to need a little extra watering, especially during July, August, September. Also, offer them a little shade cloth will help out too, because we get some extreme temperatures. But what I tell people is put your finger 2 inches down into the soil. If it's dry, then re-water. But you don't want to water so heavy. I learned this one trick last year. It seems to help people out. If you sit there and run your garden hose in a 5-gallon bucket and just count how long it gets up to 2 inches of water, and that's going to give you a visual on how long to water. So people set stuff and just water like it's a brick and get the whole ground saturated, and that's not good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And if they happen to overwater, what would some symptoms be from some of the plants?
Yes, you'd get a lot of mildew on the plants. The soil might get this little fungus, like fungi, yellow and white stuff, foamy stuff around it. They'll turn yellow. And too much watering is one of the hardest. People just tend to do that so much. They think they're loving their plants, but they're actually drowning them.
And so the best time to water your plants, would you say, do you water yours mainly in the morning or at night?
I water when they need it, pretty much. So if you go out there and something's dry, that wives' tale don't water in the heat of the day, no, go ahead and water.
Okay.
It's always better to not hit the plants if you can, and actually water at the base. So instead of doing a sprinkler, make sure you water down kind of below.
To the soil.
I mean, you can use a sprinkler. We use them around here too, but you need to really be careful and not let it go too much to where everything's soaking.
Got you. And then, of course, underwatering. What would some of the plants look like if they were underwatered?
And underwatering is almost a little bit better than overwatering. But they will tell you, they'll look all droopy and just be like, I'm sad, please water me. So listen to your plants.
I agree. All right. And then lastly, do you have anything else you'd like to add as far as starting a garden, summer garden, or anything you'd like to add?
Get you a good organic tomato fertilizer. We use organic tomato tone for everything, and it feeds for the whole month. A lot of people don't understand that if you don't feed your plants, they won't grow. So you need a good soil, a good compost, and then some organic fertilizer. We can also talk about fermenting your own stuff at a later date. And making your own fertilizer too. So, and save those kitchen scraps, bury them in the garden, put them in a compost. So that's all. Don't waste anything. Everything is food for these plants.
Right. Yes.
Wow,
I didn't know about the fermenting. I'm gonna be anxious to hear about that.
It's really easy to do.
Okay.
Maybe a little stinky, but really easy to do.
I can see that. Well, again, Sal, thank you so much. We greatly appreciate you. Would you like to let them know exactly where you're located and how they can find you if you're on social media?
Yes. So our website is salslocalseed.com. We're located in North Columbia. We're open Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. We give farm tours. We have mules. We get gardening classes, canning classes. We have volunteer hours. We got a lot going on here.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoy, and I hope you will actually come visit Sal.
Thank you.
It's pretty cool. I love doing this.
Isn't that so cool?
Wow.
We already got squash in here, so the temperature inside at night stays low, but because
Okay.
it gets so hot during the day, the ground temperature stays high.
Wow, these are huge.
Aren't they huge?
And so these were here all year round?
No, we had
When did you-
everything here till that real cold in December.
Got
When
you.
it got down to 12.
Okay.
Yeah, so it killed everything, but the trees actually came back.
And there's squash in here.
And
I'm behind. Oh my goodness.
these peppers right here came back from what froze last year.
Okay.
We didn't replant those. We have replanted some peppers, but those and this right here is all from these, and that's from last year, and those. So they came back.
Wow.
And we got banana trees, lime trees, corn, just everything everywhere.
This is awesome. Wow. Okay, so the one at the top is,
That's the most dominant.
wow.
And then the next are the next dominant, and then the next are the next, and going all the way down. And usually the babies are on the ground, so they have to
Wow.
fight to get up to that top spot. So you never want more. See them fighting? You never want more than one top spot.
Wow, so they are already set up to be like ranking in.
Yeah, see that baby
Who's
up
the
there,
boss?
and that one's saying you don't belong up there, so he's getting that baby back down. So,
Wow.
yeah. So
Wow.
we have a pigeon hierarchy.
And look at the eggs down there.
Mhm.
Wow.
I wish we had the tiny babies so I can show you a comparison. The original chicken that all the rest came from.
And it's called an Indian
Jungle fowl.
jungle fowl.
It's the original prehistoric chicken.
Wow, Indian jungle fowl.
Yeah. So people bred all these other chickens from that type of chicken.
Wow. That's some big chickens.
Yeah.
Wow, that one coming out right now.
Come and fly away with me. 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 Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die. So come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, we're making through. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 Somewhere by the Emerald Sea, where the moon and water meet. Somewhere close to harmony, when the world is sound asleep. Something's gonna bring the change, journeys we are meant to take. Something at the edge of space, calling us to fly away. Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die. So come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, we're making through. Come and fly away with me. 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 Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die. So come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, we're making through. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 Somewhere by the Emerald Sea, where the moon and water meet, somewhere close to home.